go ahead.
Hello, this is Muho, and today I'm in JustBe Temple in Seoul, and my host is Bop Yo Ven.
Nice to meet you,
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, thank you for already being here with us.
It's my first time to Seoul, my first time to JustBe Temple. I think it's a very young temple, only 5 years old or so.
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
The founders, I think, started to change this. It wasn't just guest house before.
Yeah.
But they changed it into a guest house. That's also a temple.
Yeah.
And I would like to ask you a couple of questions. Maybe the first one is, who are you?
Would you like to have a tea?
Thank you.
I already answered you.
And probably most of the viewers don't know that you're originally from Japan.
Yeah.
So it's probably unusual that a Japanese woman would become a nun in Korea.
I'll be the very first case in the modern history.
Yes.
Yeah, I could say it because I never heard of anyone else. Not necessarily Japanese women, Japanese men also.
Yes.
Yeah, I never heard of anyone else.
Mm.
But it's kind of a little bit long story.
Yes.
But do you know who was the first monastic in Japan?
Not the first monk who ordained people in Japan, but the first Japanese that ordained.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was a Zenshinni in Japanese.
A nun.
Yeah, she was a nun.
Yes.
And she was a daughter of the sculptor of a
Yes.
Buddha statue.
Yes.
But they came from mainland China
Yes.
probably, or Baekje, as Kudara.
Kudara.
Yeah, maybe so. They are from out of Japan,
Yes.
and they were devoted to Buddhism. And she was the first monastic who was ordained in Japan by Kokuryo monk. Yeah, so she came to Baekje in Korean, but Kudara in Japanese. I don't know how to call the country in English. You know, there are 3 countries here in the Korean Peninsula.
And
Kudara.
Yeah.
So then she came to Kudara
Yes.
as a kind of exchange student to learn, study Buddhism, and to be fully ordained in Kudara. So that was the first monastic in Japan.
Yes.
And she came to Korea. So I cannot say that I'm the first one and
You're the
only
second
one, but it's like after long time. And maybe I'm the second, I don't know, but yeah, it's just a long, period of time. There was nobody in between. It's rare, I guess I got maybe close to 100 times I was asked during my stay in Korea for 13 years, why you didn't become nun in Japan?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the same question people get curious about.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's in Korean words we call it inyon.
Inyon,
And goen. Yeah, goen. So it's simply that there is no good or bad about n. It's just as it is. And not necessarily go against it.
Yes.
You just follow as it is.
Here at the JustBe temple, you also have a website and a YouTube channel, and I think there's an interview with you where you tell that you first came into contact with Buddhism in Mexico.
Yes.
Which is also kind of unusual. Japanese person in Mexico, living there and getting into Buddhism.
Yeah, but I had to go far away,
Yes.
leave Japan, and then just go, there to meet this path.
I see.
It took a long time, but it worth it. Yeah, and if I found this in
Yes.
Japan or nearby, maybe I didn't persist it. But just it took so long time and a long wait. So it's when I found it, it just really hit me, like resonated. Then I never left from the moment.
What brought you to Mexico?
Oh, my curiosity.
I see.
Yeah, and then my sister studied Spanish.
Yes.
So she was studying also in Mexico as an exchange student. So I went to visit her.
Yes.
And just when I went there, it's just very different from whatever I knew.
Yes.
And wow, I want to know about this. Maybe just to, I had many reasons, but basically to meet this Buddhist teaching.
I see.
If I didn't go there, maybe I didn't meet this Zen teaching in my life.
How long have you been living in Korea now?
13 years.
13. Okay.
Yeah, 13.
Quite a while.
Yeah. I came here in 2025, 2013, so
Yes.
almost 13 years.
The second question in my list would be, what is enlightenment or awakening?
Your robe is black. When you smile, your teeth are white.
Good answer.
That's it.
Are there any qualifications to realize this? Because everybody can see this robe is black, yours is gray, but probably there's differences in realization or differences in clarity.
Your robe is black. Yeah, difference is you believe it 100%. What you see, what you hear. Because you see clear, you hear clear, so you can believe it in yourself, and what you see also 100%. That's a difference. Because if you are not sure about your true nature,
Yes.
if people say, "What are you talking about? My robe is not black; it's navy." Like maybe you step back. Like maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's navy. Maybe in Germany it's called navy. I see black, but maybe not. You start to doubt. That's the difference. Yeah. Yeah.
In Japan, we talk about zazen, sitting meditation. How do you pronounce it in Korea? How do you say?
자선.
Chason.
Yeah, 자선.
So if Zen is about seeing things as they are, just that, what role does sitting meditation play? In theory, you could say, let's just drink tea and let's just work together. Why do we sit together in the morning, sometimes also in the evenings? What's the meaning of Chason?
Yeah, you can just drink tea and you don't need to sit meditation. That's true. Also other question that you propose, sent me, it says what the role that this sitting meditation plays in the enlightenment.
Yes.
So enlightenment can be attained, cannot be attained only by meditating. but also cannot be attained without meditation. So we say not only sitting meditation is important, everything is meditation, but also this is a nice word. Yeah. So especially for beginner,
Yes.
Sitting is very important.
Yes.
Because your mind is very unstable, moving upside down and past and future and Tokyo, New York, everywhere around. Yeah. But if your body is moving, you cannot realize it. It's very difficult. And when you sit, your mind is so noisy at the beginning, especially for beginner. And for the first time in your life, you see clearly what's going on in your mind. So sitting still, that helps a lot to really settle your mind. So first, posture is important. And people said posture is not so important, but I think it's good to have certain posture.
Yes.
Sit still and the mind calm down naturally. The process is necessary, indispensable.
I think you meditate here also every morning. Is it from 6 to 8? From 6 to 7?
No, we don't have a long sitting. It's only 30 minutes in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, we do bowing.
Okay. Bowing.
Yeah, I don't know in
in
Japan, but
times?
we were doing 108, but
Okay.
nowadays we do 33 times.
33.
Yeah, just bow to really prostration. Because when you do 108 bow, we become like a machine, automatic. Just not thinking, just do. But when you do only 33 times, we become more careful about what we're doing. Just really sincerely bowing to everything in the universe. So we do it together.
I see.
Recently we changed it. We were doing 108 times, just our own pace.
Yes.
Each one of us, just 108 times, and sit for 30 minutes. But our abbot said, let's do it just together.
Yes.
Hit chukpi, we call it bamboo stick.
Yes.
Let's hit chukpi 33 times together.
Is the mind during the prostrations, the bowing, and the mind during the sitting the same mind, or it's the same?
Same or different? Yeah. Same or different. Your body can be anything.
Yes.
Your words can be anything. But you, can it be different anytime? Yeah. That place, you are never moving. Whatever your body is doing, whatever happening around you, that place, actually the only place, cannot be different. Always there. Yes?
I think probably it's the same in Korea here. In Japan, in Zen, the teacher is very important, to study with a teacher, not just to meditate by yourself. The question is, who is a real teacher? How can you find one? How can you distinguish a true teacher from somebody who just claims to be a teacher?
So, true teacher, always, it's inside you. Because it's from my experience. My first experience of meditation came from here, inside. Really, one day I was in Japan. I was alone one afternoon at house, and suddenly something very strong from inside just came. There was no word, some like strong, like impulse almost, urge, told me to just breathe in and breathe out. That's how I started meditation. I wasn't Buddhist, I wasn't religious, I had no idea what was going on with me. But since then, I didn't stop, just breathing in and out. And slowly I learned that called meditation. And I had to sit down and sit still in a certain posture. I learned by myself slowly. So that was my very first
even before you went to Mexico.
Yeah.
I see.
So when I went to Mexico, and I was doing it for 10 years almost, without no guidance, just myself, 10 years every day, 1 hour almost.
Yes.
So when I went to Mexico, I started to look for my path. It's really something going on with me. I want to know more about this. Maybe I need a guidance, I need a direction, I need a teacher.
Yes.
So I went to church, I went to with Muslims,
Yes.
I went to Africa with Tibetans, I went to India,
Yes.
just like many places and looking for something, and I couldn't find, because this experience, pure experience that I had, nothing to do with some being, external God, telling me what to do, or making me, favor, So that when I read the Master Sun San's book called Compass of Zen, I said, this is it. Then from that moment on, I didn't change anything. I didn't need to look for anything else. I didn't look around. Just stick to it. Yeah.
So this is also, in Japanese, it would be en, kind of.
Yeah.
The meeting with the teachers also. Kind of.
So when I first met Zen Master Sun San teaching, already he passed away, so I never met him.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
But it didn't really matter to me.
I see.
I didn't meet him because I have very strong intuition myself, and this is the path, and I needed a little bit of guidance, and the book was enough for me. But also, I met many of his disciples, teachers, and they gave me good guidance also. I don't have like one teacher, but I have many teachers. So you are my teacher also. All the young people I'm living with, they are very good teachers also. I learn a lot. Yeah, I don't mean that I don't learn from old people, but I really learn from young people. It's really fresh, surprisingly fresh.
Let me check that the camera is still recording.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Everything is working.
Yeah, perfect.
Next question is, how do we as human beings overcome suffering? That's the core question of Buddhism, I think.
Enjoy your tea.
Like when I was living in Antaiji, a lot of people came with their troubles and sorrows. Some people were suicidal, and I could imagine it's the same here, that people come with lots of troubles. And if you can really return to the taste of the tea in that moment, you're free from suffering. But often it's only for a couple of seconds at most, or maybe a couple of minutes, or during meditation you can let go, but then you have to return to your daily life.
The suffering is coming from, do you know where the suffering coming from?
The ego?
Yeah, what is ego?
That's the next question.
I'm asking you, right? Suffering appear when we look closely, then when this I appear.
Yes.
And I appear and you appear. And we separate ourselves from others.
Yes.
That's the cause of suffering, beginning of suffering. So we can do the reverse. Just be together, be one. Yeah, just share one cup of tea. Just be together. Just the reverse of separation, coming together. Yeah, so this place, many people come, and some people really heavy mental issue. They get better, and we don't do anything special for them. We don't have any special program, and they cannot stay long because we cannot take care of people, they sometimes really need to be treated in hospital. But sometimes just they need to be with people.
Yes.
And then slowly, and they follow schedule, follow whatever we are doing, eat together and have tea together, talk together. And they not completely cure, but they just get rid of some part of suffering and then become a little bit more stable. That's a change I see in people and young people who come here. So just being together, it's naturally cure, kind of medicine for each other. And we forget about this, that we come, where we come from.
Yes.
And when we die, where we go.
Yes.
And we forget about this. And we think we are separate being. We think, that's our thinking, that we have identity, separate being. But that's our thinking, right? When we don't think, where are you, you know? Where am I? Is there any identity whatsoever if we don't think anything, you know? So meditation helps us to return to this really before thinking. Any thinking arise, that's the place that we can anytime return to in daily life too.
What's the role of devotion in Zen?
Role of devotion.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm devoted to you. 100%, yeah.
But in Japanese we say rinzai, I think Linchi in Chinese, a famous Zen master said, when you meet the Buddha, you have to kill the Buddha. That sounds quite the opposite, like devotion. How do these two connect? Killing the Buddha and being devoted to you.
How do you kill a Buddha? What does that mean? What does it mean, killing a Buddha?
Serving tea to the Buddha.
I don't understand what does it mean, killing a Buddha, you know? It's a teaching word.
Yes.
In the reality, what does it mean, killing a Buddha? Killing a Buddha is same as killing a Muhosunim also? Is that Muho-san also same? Do you understand?
Well, I guess that Linchi wanted us to realize that, well, Buddha is not something that you imagine, but Buddha is kind of pushing your back, or you are. If you don't manifest Buddha here, there's no Buddha. So when we prostrate in the morning before the Buddha, that's also a form of killing the Buddha. If there's a Buddha bowing in that moment. It's not the Buddha, they up there and I'm bowing here, but there's a Buddha that's doing the bowing. And in that moment, I would say, killing the Buddha and bowing before the Buddha is the same. Because there's only one. There's only one Buddha in that moment. Bowing. Or maybe there's a dozen Buddhas here bowing together, but there's only one Buddha.
Yeah. That it just means don't attach to anything. Don't attach to Buddha, don't attach to teacher.
Yes.
Only that. No other special meaning in it. Yeah. People maybe imagine that that's so brutal, you know. But if you don't make anything special, if you don't give any additional value to anything, and that means you kill something. You don't attach to name and form of things in this world. Not necessarily Buddha, but it can be 무호스님, 무호상 also.
How do you practice Zen in daily life?
Serving your tea.
Doing the dishes.
Yeah,
Mm.
sometimes. I
Yeah.
don't do much dishes. Other people do.
Other people.
Yeah.
You're responsible for
Yeah.
the
Yes.
tea. Yes.
Serving tea
Yes.
and listening to people talking to you also.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. It's really it.
Mm.
There's nothing is not practice.
Yes.
Difficult. Even sleeping is my
Mm.
practice. But I don't put anything special. I don't put any effort to anything,
Mm.
to do anything. Yes, just I'm given to do something, so
Yes.
I just do it 100%
Mm.
at the moment.
Mm.
And just complete, every moment. Do.
A lot of people, I think, have the idea that when you enter a monastery, you have a lot of time for yourself to meditate, to contemplate, and not many responsibilities. But you said in an interview that you were surprised that when you became a nun, that from morning to night, almost no time for yourself. You have to serve all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think many people have this idea there's the worldly secular world and it's very busy, and in the monastery it's not that way, but actually in my experience I was much more busy after I became a monk. Basically from 4 in the morning when we got up until when we went to sleep, it's not a minute where you wouldn't practice Zen. And I think it's most important to not make this distinction between Zen practice here and daily life there. I mean, they're not separate. in the
Yeah.
first place.
At the beginning, I really needed to sit
Mm.
for a long time
Yes.
and a long period of time. But this slowly,
Yes.
less and less.
Mm.
Then now I can sit, and I also don't need to sit.
Mm.
But even for the short time, at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, I sit.
Mm.
No matter what happens,
Yes.
just even for 1 minute or
1
5
minute.
minutes, yeah,
Yes.
just I sit. That's my beginning and end of the day.
Mm.
Yeah, that's my practice also. It doesn't matter how long, how short. Yeah, I will do it anyways. And just return to here now,
Mm.
return to that place.
If somebody came to you looking for the way, what would your short advice be to that person?
Smile,
Smile.
smile and enjoy.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's short enough, yeah?
Smile.
Yeah, smile and enjoy. That's my advice. And be grateful for everything.
So you grew up in Japan, and you said you're maybe the first nun that's ordaining in Korea. That's coming from Japan in modern times, at least.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see the difference between Korean Zen or Korean Buddhism and Japanese Buddhism?
Or I can say
Mm.
Korean monks and nuns will wear gray robe,
Yes.
and Japanese monks, that I know only Soto monks, but
Yeah.
they wear black robes.
Yes.
That's a Zen answer. But I can be a little bit more detailed,
Yes.
yeah, an answer.
Yeah.
The main focus is that Japanese monks, because I heard there are only maybe 10%
Yes.
of monastic communities
Mm.
are nuns.
Yes.
And we don't see nuns in Japan.
Yes.
Very few.
Mhm.
In my life, I've seen, except I see them in TV,
Yes.
the
Yes.
real nun, maybe
Mm.
I've seen only 1 or 2,
Yes.
maximum 2
Mm.
nuns.
Mm.
But here you see many nuns.
Mm. Mm.
And also, half of the monastic community here is nun.
Yes.
And the difference is we don't have no many married monks and
Mm.
nuns.
Mm. Yes.
And mainly we are celibate.
Yes.
And that's also big difference.
Mm.
It's not good or bad. It's just a difference. Yeah, monk's life here is very different from Japanese monk's life, I guess. And
how does it differ?
Because I'm never married in Japan or anywhere, so I don't know the difference. But if you have a family and especially you have a kids and your priority to take care of your family and your kids, you cannot go around and just leaving your family behind. But here we are available to public, to the community, to the devotees anytime. 24/7, that's our life.
And I guess it's normal that you stay, when you ordain, that you stay lifelong ordained and you die in the monastery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, usually we have monastic family and you become teacher, like they're like, we call them disciple, but they're like your son or daughter.
Yes.
So usually monk's son and daughter, they take over the teacher until they. Yeah.
How many monks and nuns are there in Korea?
I heard it's 10,000
10,000.
or 20,000. Sorry, I'm not accurate about the numbers.
And how many temples are there?
I'm not accurate in the numbers. I'm sorry. You can Google it, please.
Okay.
It's easy. The almost 90% of monks and nuns and temples belong to Chogye order. That's the biggest order.
Yes.
That's also big difference.
Yes.
And in Japan, there are many like orders,
Yes.
maybe 13
Yes.
main orders,
Yes.
and maybe small many orders. And the biggest I heard this is Jodo Shinshu.
Yes. Yeah.
They're really like priests, not really monastics, right?
Yes. Yes.
So that's very different. It's more like lay oriented, I feel. And then also the difference in Japan and Korean temples is that if you go to Japanese temple, you don't see Buddha statue. It's so difficult to meet them and bow to them. And almost all Korean people who went to Japan and come back and ask me, why in Japan I cannot see Buddha? Buchonim, where is Buddha? You know, they go to see and just go and inside. They see the walls, and then they come back. They pay money to go and they don't see Buddha, so they just kind of get disappointed and come back and ask me why we cannot go bow to Buddha in Japan. Yeah. And I was talking with Soto young monks. And somebody asked them the same question, and they said, in Japan, that's kind of really holy. We consider them very holy, so we hide them just behind, and just open the door like every 25 years or 50 years. And also the other reason is that main Buddha hall, or where Buddha statue is, very close to the family residential area, so it's not permitted to go too close to the residential area. So that's the main reason. If you go to Korean temple, then many people go and bow and meditate. Not even lay people, many devoted practitioners. They do like 1,000 bows every day. They do meditate every day. They read, sutras. And also one time I had this temple stay. Do you know Busan?
Busan.
It's a southern part. South. It's very like a devoted Buddhist. Many of them, and especially Busan women, old women, they're very devoted Buddhists, many of them. So one time I got a call from one of Busan lady, and she said, I'm gonna go and I wanna stay one night, and I will go with my daughter-in-law from Japan. So I heard that you're from Japan, could you please to meet us? I said, okay. So I casually met them, and they had only 10 minutes to talk. And in that 10 minutes, this Busan lady just kept talking about, like, not complain, but just whatever happened. and she's very devoted Buddhist. So when the daughter-in-law doesn't speak much Korean, and Busan lady doesn't speak any Japanese, so they stay, but they don't understand. They don't understand each other. So Busan lady said, when my son, he's in Tokyo for a long time, and he wanted to marry with Japanese woman. And when I saw her, my daughter-in-law, first question I asked her was, are you Buddhist? And my daughter-in-law, she said, yes. So, and I said, okay, approved. My son is, marrying to Japanese Buddhist woman. But afterwards, she started to discover this Japanese woman seems to be doesn't know anything about Buddhism.
Yes.
So there was a big, cultural difference gap. So then Busan woman wanted to make it clear, and she was so, like, I said, just what's going on? I want to make it clear. It's like it's just my daughter-in-law is not matching to my expectation. Because in Korea, to be Buddhist means you go to temple at least once a week. You study something, and you like memorize some of the sutras. You do bowing practice, meditation practice. You know the monks, and that's basic. So, but this Japanese woman, she says, "Yeah, I'm Buddhist," because maybe if you ask any of the Japanese, they will say, "I'm Buddhist." Yeah, that level. So there's no study group, no going to temple. Maybe once a year they go to temple. So they just nothing is so understanding each other. So I explained to Busan lady what about Japanese traditional Buddhist meaning, and I explained to the Japanese woman that what does it mean to be a Buddhist in Korea, and they just kind of like understood. And after they left, and I'm very happy. So then maybe Busan lady will put down her expectation, will lower her expectation, and the Japanese woman will little bit try harder to understand Busan lady's expectation. So that's a difference. You see, that's a big difference, right?
Yeah, many Japanese, if you ask them, are you Buddhist, they will say yes, but they mean, well, we have this Buddhist alcove in our home, and the graveyard, that's where our ancestors are buried.
Yeah.
But if you ask them, well, which school? I forgot which school.
Yeah.
Maybe Zen, maybe Pure Land Buddhist, maybe
maybe,
I forgot.
Because they only see the monks, they come for the funeral service.
Yes.
And they just put some money in envelope, that's all, thank you for until next year. So that's the only thing they do. So I was like that before too. And when I went to Japan, and after becoming nun, and I went back to my hometown once, and I went to my family's temple, and I did full prostration like we did 3 times, and the monk was so surprised. You are so proper Buddhist. Yeah.
Here, JustBe temple. Can anybody come and stay for a couple of days if they want to? If somebody is visiting Seoul and wants to get into touch with Buddhism, meditation?
Yeah, this is a perfect place. And they can book online.
Okay.
We have a booking website.
Okay, you will find a link under this video if you watch it on YouTube.
Thank you for the advertisement.
You can find it,
Yeah, some Japanese people come and play.
I see.
They stay, and we had one Japanese girl as a volunteer. 1 month.
I see.
Yeah, everybody loved her. Very cute.
There's very few places in Japan where you can make this experience. Like Antaiji, where I lived for a long time, it reminds me a little bit. It's like Antaiji in the middle of the city.
So we went through all the questions. Yeah?
Huh?
We went through all the questions. Almost we finished the questions.
Yes.
I was surprised.
Thank you for answering all of my questions.
Somehow I I made it. I said, oh, I don't know. When I saw it, I'm not sure if I can do this, you know. I'm not so serious practitioner, so maybe I have no idea what to say. I just
No, thank you. You answered all of my questions. And if any of the viewers has more questions, you go to JustBe Temple or you go to the website, visit the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It was a great pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, maybe it's the same, exactly same answer I wanted to ask you actually.
Yes.
You know, if I ask you the same question, like what would you answer? If you ask me because you have answered yourself, right?
Yes, actually, almost a decade ago, somebody asked me the same questions. So I gave this interview almost a decade ago, and I kind of found the questions interesting. Interesting, and it became a YouTube documentary with I think 12 teachers, 12 German teachers, all answering the same set of questions.
Yeah.
But everybody gives different answers.
Oh yeah, that of course.
Everybody gives different answer. There was one teacher who was always shouting. Each question was just Wah! Next question. Wah! Again.
Yeah. Can do. Yeah, no
You can
problem.
do that.
Yeah.
And others, there were long explanations.
Yeah. They can do. Anything is
You
good.
can do.
Because before, when I first started to practice or get to know about enlightenment,
Yeah.
Buddhism and enlightenment and Zen tradition and etc., I had an idea that the enlightenment is one thing.
Yes.
But nowadays, you know, start to see that all the Zen masters, whoever got enlightened,
Yes.
they have seen some part of some aspect of enlightenment.
Yes.
So that's why every teacher has their own style,
Yes.
because their insight is
Yes.
different side of one thing. Yeah. When you look at this from this side is different.
Yeah.
But it's not wrong, right or wrong, but just different. And we make it together and it becomes one complete enlightenment. Yeah. So I don't see it's bad, you know. It's natural and then everything is accepted. Yeah. When I first practice, and everybody like that, you know, when you're a beginner, you want it so badly enlightenment.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's, if you practice for long enough and then you start to just drop this idea and wanting to get enlightened.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you become much more happier.
Yeah. The biggest illusion in the beginning is this idea of I need enlightenment.
Yeah.
I need enlightenment, and a big part of the practice is to learn to let that go, without becoming, how do you say, complacent, kind of, without becoming it doesn't really matter, or it's really, each step is important, but you don't take this step in the hope of getting enlightenment 3 years from now. But still, each step is important, or just as you said, please have a cup of tea. Thank you for the tea.
It's good, yeah. One of my favorite kind of tea.
Is this a Korean tea?
This is Chinese.
Chinese.
It's from Muhi cha. It's like
I see.
red rope tea.
I
It's
see.
kind of oolong.
I see. Yeah, it has a kind of udon taste. Yeah.
But in Japan, I think people don't drink much Chinese tea, not often. But in Korean temple, we drink a lot of Chinese
I see.
tea.
I see.
Korean tea also, but
Yes.
more Chinese tea also,
see.
pearl. But people look for more coffee nowadays.
Coffee.
Yeah, and the monks' meditation hall, they sometimes have a roaster, coffee roaster,
I see.
and during, they get bored
Yes.
and they start to roast coffee and a long time and do nothing but roasting the coffee, having coffee, chit chat, and have a good time. More and more coffee nowadays. Yeah. I really wish this JustBe goes to many places
Mm.
and invite more people
Yes.
and
Yeah.
be together.
Just be together.
Yeah, just be together and just be you, just
Yeah.
be me, just be everybody,
Mm.
just be here now. Have you heard about Hwadu practice?
What in Japanese would be koan, wato.
Yeah.
Koan. Yeah.
They call it kongan.
Kungan. And
The
what-
koan. It's-
Wato is a difference or?
Yeah, it's koan. It's a public case, really. You know, like many different cases,
Yes.
like a Blue Cliff.
Yes.
But Hwadu, it's like one question.
Yes.
In Korean, the most popular and often used Hwadu is imoko, means what is this? That's the Hwadu. Yeah, you can use koan as Hwadu,
Yes.
but it can be something very simple. So what Zen Master Sun-san taught, he used koan many times. But usually teachers tell you to not hold this koan, the cases.
Yes.
The most important, you use this existential question, what am I?
Yes.
What is this?
Yes.
That's more important than analyzing the koan cases. I think in Soto Zen you don't use koan, right?
Not in this systemized, formalized way. But for example, when people came to Antaiji, I would ask them, why did you come to Antaiji? And not that I wanted to hear the story before, but it's basically, now I'm here, why? Or when you sit, for example, for 1 week, why am I sitting? And I think for me, that's also a kind of this question, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I could leave. But when I stay, why do I stay? And I also think it's important to not forget this question. Why am I here? What is this day that I'm spending here? So in Japan we have Soto and Rinzai. Rinzai has the koans and Soto, that's just sitting. But I think also in Soto this question, what is it that I'm doing here? This is really, really important. Really important. And then also, of course, I mean, if you live in nature and you work in the fields and you pull the weeds and you start to do it automatically, but then it's important again and again to really get into context. What is this weed that I'm pulling here? What is this daikon that I'm harvesting? What am I doing when I'm planting the rice?
Yeah.
Each plant looks the same, but actually they're all unique. And what is this? What is this? What is this when you're planting the rice? So officially we don't have this watu, is it the way you pronounce it, or koan and soto, but actually 24 hours of the day it's always, what is this? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
What is this? And it's important not to forget this, to keep the eyes open.
Yeah. That's great. And when I was in like some Ango and
Yes.
retreat,
Yes.
and suddenly everything just start become bright and shining, and you get so like with your eyes wide open, and suddenly you see things in different way, or like closer look. One day I was cutting kiwi,
Yes. Yes.
and suddenly kiwi is so, what is this? Suddenly I really didn't know what was it.
Yes.
You know, this kiwi idea or taste and whatever around knowledge about the kiwi just disappear, boom. And I was just looking at this thing, and it was so interesting. Why is this thing so green? Emerald green, and inside has seed, and why so white?
Yes.
And
yes.
black seeds, so many. And so just looking at this, kiwi for a long, long time, and I started laugh. Yeah, and I never knew the kiwi was like this. And suddenly your eyes open. That's enlightenment also. Means awaken. Yeah. Yeah, many people just look for, breakthrough koans, becoming the master, becoming teacher. Yeah, I had that kind of idea, but now really just happy being nobody. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm free,
Yes.
So if you are nobody, then
Yes.
you can be everything.
Yes.
And you're so free.
Yes.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, I don't need to go anywhere else. Just stay wherever I stay and do whatever I'm given to do.
Yes.
And that is also enlightenment. And enlightenment can mean you are comfortable. Yeah, you are not bothered by anything inside,
Yes.
anything outside,
Yes.
and just be comfortable. And that's also enlightenment.
Yes.
So this is a very good place to practice that. If you're enlightenment true, you are challenged in many ways,
Yes.
all
Yeah.
means, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like we talk about enlightenment in English or awakening, but another expression would be liberation or freedom, liberation. And people think that they need to somehow break out of whatever. They feel my life is a prison, I need to break out. But I think liberation in Buddhism, you find the freedom right now here.
Yeah.
What I thought is a prison is actually, wow,
So much space.
there's so much space.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much space. There's this joke in German they had in the past, maybe even now. The Broadwalk is pretty wide in Germany compared to Japan, and they had this pillars for kind of commercials. And there's all these posters on the pillars, and at night there's a drunk person and he hits one of these pillars and he can't go, and so he's going around the pillar several times. Get me out of here, get me out of here. I can't escape. That's basically our life. I need to get out of here, but where's your problem?
Yeah.
You can turn any way.
You're already free.
You're already free. It's just that this I need to
Yeah.
get through this. I don't know. It's only so small.
Because we think this body is me.
Yeah.
We are prison of this identity.
Identity. Yeah, and I have to change my identity. And
Yeah. Actually, this body is not me. Yeah, part of it maybe,
Yes.
but it's not everything.
Yes.
But we are something much, much, much
Yes.
bigger than this body.
Yes. Yes.
And if we try to make ourselves small in this body, that's also suffering because it's not possible. Yeah. And just right here, right now, we can be free from this small being. And there are a lot of space. Yeah, I was saying that the Hadu, Imoko, what is this? Many people just are given. They're like they go to monks, you know,
Yes.
to the great monks. I want to get a Hadu from you.
Yes. Yes.
That's usually people do,
Yes.
and people usually are given
Yeah.
Imoko. So you also Imoko. Everybody has Imoko,
Yes.
but they say Imoko, 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 and then I don't know what is this, you know, because they keep this mantra Imoko, Imoko, but doesn't go anywhere. So they get stuck in practice.
Yes.
But the founder of this place says,
Mm.
just be the answer.
Mm.
We don't need to look for any more answer.
Mm. Mm.
Just be. That's
Yes.
the answer. But
Yes.
just be it.
Mm. 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 Mm.
You don't need to ask even questions.
Yeah.
You can just be the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simple as it is. So that's a technique, you know, the practicing technique. We do chant often in Korean temples.
Yeah.
And also, chanting is not only about the melody and a chanting skill. The practice is to ask ourselves, who is this? What is this thing which is chanting? What is this thing which is listening? That's all same Hwadu as what is this? And the Zen Master Sun-san turned it to more Occidental way, Western way, because if we say what is this, and Western people say what is this is what, they don't get it. You know, it's difficult to understand this Hwadu. So Zen Master Sun-san told them to ask, what am I? Yeah, it's not about I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, not the kind of I am. When we say I am, there is a sense of I am somewhere in us. Yeah, it's this I am is not about your name, your nationality, male, female. It's not that. When you say I am, there is certainly something. Is it? It. But the be, yeah, our original being. So I study this Zen tradition. I practice, but also I also curious about the many traditions. Also sometimes Christianity, also any spiritual thing. I learn from them too. Because always there's something that opens up my mind. They're helpful. So did you have your teacher staying with you for many years?
I ordained when I was 25, and I stayed with my teacher until I was 33, so 8 years. And then I went to Osaka to live in a park for 6 months, and then my teacher died and I was called back. So 8 years is not super long, but very important for me, these 8 years.
Yeah. I never stay with my one teacher, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Always I start to feel like I can do it by myself. I don't need to be told, you know.
Yes.
I'm quite a rebel, so
Yeah.
I'm not so devoted. It's my weakness.
I see.
I wish I could, but you know, my teacher says when I went to live with her in Hong Kong, you should stay with me until my age, and she was 68, and I said, that's not going to happen. And later on she said, you're not going to stay with me. I know you are not staying with me long time because you are not obedient.
I see.
Her Dharma name is the Zen Master. She's Zen Master. She got transmission from Zen Master Sun-san.
Yes.
And her Zen Master name is Dekwan, means great perception.
great perception.
Yeah, she perceives everything.
Daikan.
Daikan.
Yeah.
Daikwan. Yeah, so then I think she perceived that I'm talking about her now. So she perceived my personality. She said, "You are not obedient. You're not gonna stay with me for a long time." She understands. It's not necessary that she likes what I'm doing now here, but she just allowed me to go my way.
I see.
Because I stayed 1 year with her, I think that was enough. And she knows.
She gives you a lot of freedom.
Yeah, because I don't know about the Japanese tradition, but in Korean Buddhism, your teacher should be bhikkhuni if you are female.
Yes.
Postulant, and then should be male teacher if you male postulant.
Yes.
So I knew only one monastic when I decided to become nun.
Yes.
And he was a monk. He was also Zen Master Sun-san's disciple, but American monk living in Korea. So I didn't know anything about these rules. And he said, "Oh, why don't you come to my temple? You can try." And I came, and later on I discovered that I need to have female teacher. Yeah, but I really wanted to stay there in Musansa, and just following, the monk, the Zen master. But I had to go through traditional Korean training because of my visa, and everybody recommended me to follow Korean way because I'm in Korea. So really, I wanted to stay in Zen Master Sun-san's temple, but I was almost forced to go for traditional training. And every vacation, I just ran away and then go back to Musansa and stay in Musansa where everybody was. Yeah. Anyway, so then my teacher in Hong Kong, she agreed to sign my paper for my ordination, and she said it's not a requirement that I go to stay with her. It was a requirement for other older nuns, her disciples, but she said in my case it was no requirement because she knew that I have a very strong karma with Korea and I'm not going to go stay with her in Hong Kong. But I thought she's a great teacher. I want to learn from her too, so I went there to stay 1 year, and it was during COVID, so I got 1 year work permit and I stayed there for 1 year, and I did like a 21 day of quarantine, and it was very hard, and I stayed there during the COVID time, and as maybe 6 months passed, my teacher and everybody else started to say, "Why don't you extend your visa? Why don't you extend your permit?" And I said, no. Something I have to do in Korea. Korea is calling me. I have to go back. I have to go back. I have to go back. And I met this place when I came back. Yeah, that was some strong calling, and I'm quite like intuitive. So that the decision, just calling that I had to practice, the breathing in and out, calling to go to Mexico. I got a calling to become a nun. Everything, something called me to come back to Korea. So something, that's following Buddha way. Yeah, it doesn't make sense many times that why you have to go to, Mexico, why you come to Korea, you Japanese, doesn't make sense. But if that's our idea, the nationality and culture and everything, age, everything, and a male, female thing, it's just our idea. And the Buddha path is just everything beyond. Mind to mind, we can be together, we can meet mind to mind. Anytime, any place. That's the Buddha path. And once you experience that, everything else is not so important. And many people said, why you're there, just be, and what are you going to do with your career as a nun, What's important, That's why I want to do in my life. And I'm given this place, and why don't I do it? That's it. Is it enough for interview?
Yes, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
because if it's too long, then you will have, lot of time to spend to edit.
Editing,
So
yeah. I hope the
editing.
camera is still recording. I will check. But thank you very much.
Yeah, so maybe we can put on the microphone and keep chit-chatting, but without microphone, with the camera. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.